everyone. In today's lecture we are going to see the aerobic wastewater treatment. So in the aerobic wastewater treatment the most important point is the oxidation, and this method involves the oxidation of the colloidal and the organic compounds in the presence of the microorganisms such as the Pseudomonas and the Nitrosomonas. And the aerobic treatment process has two methods which is useful for the water purification, and these methods are the trickling filtering process and the activated sludge process. And the dissolved oxygen is very important for these two methods. And in the aerobic wastewater treatment or the aerobic method, the organic matter can be decomposed. So organic matter is either soluble or in the form of a suspended particles. So soluble organic matter can be reduced by using the aerobic treatment, and the greatest fraction of the soluble matter from the sanitary sewage is easily degradable, and the suspended particles get slowly biodegraded by using the microorganisms. And the aerobic carbonaceous matter that can be removed by using the aerobic process, and the two phases are used for the removal of the carbonaceous matter. First is the oxidation and the microorganism synthesis, and second one is endogenous respiration. So in first, the organic matter is taken, which is in the complex form CaOBHCNDSe plus O2 and plus nutrients. In the presence of microorganisms, it can be converted into carbon dioxide plus ammonia plus C5H7O2 plus nitrogens, and other end products will be there. And these synthesized cells can be taken, and again the oxygen is bubbled into it in the presence of microorganisms that can be decomposed into the smaller molecules like carbon dioxide, water, ammonia, and the energy will be released. So by this way the organic matter can be decomposed into the smaller one. And here are the two methods which are very important. The methods are as trickling filtering process and the activated sludge method. So initially we will see the trickling filtering process. So these trickling filters are also known as sprinkling filters or the percolating filters, and this can consist of the circular or the rectangular beds, and these beds are usually of 3 to 5 centimeter at the top and the 10 to 15 centimeter at the bottom or the base. And the beds are filled with the stones, coal, slag and the granules. And such a medium is very useful for the growth of the microorganisms and the bacteria, which plays an important role in the water purification. And this is the diagram of the trickling filtering process. So initially from here the influent or the wastewater is inserted in the system. It passes here. This is the bed. So simply this whole assembly is in the rotating motion. It continuously rotates. So from here the air is bubbled or the oxygen is bubbled, and this effluent or the influent comes into the system, passes from this side and the left side, and then it passes over this beds, and then again air is bubbled to this side also, and the separated particles collected in a different way, and the water is collected in a different way. So from here the effluent is filtered and it can be transferred to the clarifier. Again in the clarifier sludge is removed, and the water which is at the top that can be extracted, and then again this water is purified, then chlorination can be done, and then we can use this water after recycling. So this is the trickling filter method. So these are the trickling filters. Whole assembly is called as a trickling filter. And the typically settled sewage flow enters at a high level and flows through the primary settlement tank. The supernatant from the tank flows into a dosing device, often a tipping bucket, which delivers flow to the arms of the filter. So simply sludge will be collected from here, and from the clarifier the supernatant liquid is transferred to the next filter. And the flush of water flows through the arms and exits through a series of folds pointing at an angle towards the downward direction. So see here, from here water moves to the filters and then this can move to the downward directions. And this propels the arms around the distributing the liquid evenly over the surface of the filter media, and most are uncovered and are freely ventilated to the atmosphere. And the removal of pollutants from the wastewater stream involves both the adsorption and the absorption process, and in which the organic compounds and the some other inorganic species such as nitrite and the nitrate ions by the layer of microbial biofilm that can be extracted. The filter media is typically chosen to provide a very high surface area to the volume, and by this way we can remove the sewage and separate or the purify the water by using the trickling filter method. And there are also advantages there, obviously some disadvantages will be there. So the trickling filter method's advantages are, this method is very safe to operate with no potential for gas explosion. Then the BOD removal by this method is around 85%, and this method is useful for the treatment of industrial wastewater from the dairy industry, from food processing plants, and from pharmaceutical industries, from paper mills. So this method is very advantageous. And some disadvantages are also there. This method is very time consuming process, and the filters associated with the method have the unpleasant odor. So these are the disadvantages of the trickling filter process. And now the next method is the activated sludge process. So in the activated sludge process, this is the diagram here. As we know, by primary method the sewage will be removed and the water will be transferred to the secondary treatment. So by primary treatment, the water that can be separated, this is transferred from this arm into the system. Here the complex molecules can be converted into the simpler form, as I have told. So CH2O is get converted into the smaller molecules in the presence of oxygen. So oxygen is continuously bubble. Here aeration is done of this water which come from primary treatment. So CH2O plus O2, this O2 is bubble by us. So in the presence of oxygen, this organic matter will be converted into carbon dioxide and the water plus biomass. This carbon dioxide that can be eliminated or evaporated, and some biomass will be there, or this is called as a biomass. And here in this process, the water that can be separated from here comes to the secondary wastewater treatment. So initially we have entered the wastewater from here, then that can be decomposed in the presence of the oxygen, and the sludge will settle at the bottom that can be removed. This is the excess sludge waste. This is used as a compost in the farming. So the water which is here, which is a supernatant liquid, that can be transferred for the secondary treatment. There the secondary sedimentation can be done, the sludge can be removed, and this water can be purified then that chlorination can be done, and then this water is ready to use. So this is the activated sludge process. And here is the diagram again. So raw matter or the wastewater is taken, then the bubbling of air or the oxygen can be done. This is the aeration tank, and from this aeration tank the water will transfer to the clarifier or the settler. Here sewage will be settled at the bottom, and the supernatant liquid can be transferred for the secondary treatment again, and their purification can be done, and this water is useful for the use. So the sludge, this red part is the sludge that can be removed, and then this is used as a compost or a fertilizer in the farms. So from here again the wastewater is suppose there, then that can be recycled, or the sludge remains there, then that can be recycled. So this is the activity sludge process, and activity sludge process is most versatile method which is used for the treatment of the industrial wastewater, and this process involves the aeration, solid state liquid separation, and the sludge recycle system. And this method microorganisms utilize oxygen and converts organic matter into the simpler forms and the low energy compounds. So same way it works as a trickling filter method, and the compounds which are formed such as carbon dioxide, NO3, SO4, etc., and by this method the organic nitrogen that can be converted into the nitrate, and the organic phosphorus that can be converted into the phosphate ions, and the color of the activated sludge is golden brown, and this method is mostly effective in the summer season and the winter season. And here are some advantages of the activated sludge method. This method requires the low retention time. The BOD removal is up to 95%. Then activated sludge contains 95 to 97%. And disadvantage of that method is the method is costly, and maintenance is also costly, and the high sludge production and its disposal problem. This is the disadvantage of that method.